Hi, this is Haley Henderson. I'm going to be presenting my essay over women's equality in sports. This is for Miss Downs' 1301 English class, and I chose this specific topic of gender equality because I play sports and I personally hold this topic close to my heart. I'm a female athlete and I'm passionate about this topic, especially since um, what made me passionate about it was the women's national soccer team when they won the World Cup and how they were still underpaid, and they basically inspired me to research this topic, and obviously the fact that I said that I play sports. Okay. My essay is titled Women's Equality in Sports. Here we go. Equality is a huge thing that society still struggles with to this day. We ask ourselves, even though it has gotten tremendously better, will equality ever be an absolute thing in the world we live in? Women's equality in sports is a huge thing that needs improvement, and it is a fight that has been fought for a long time. It is the 21st century. Women deserve the benefits that our men are given in the sports because of their work ethic, influence, inspiration, and their constant ongoing success. Women are often looked at to be the weaker athletes in the sports. There are many critics that like to say that women's sports are less physically challenging than various men's sports, but it is now the 21st century and women have been making their way up the totem pole. Mentioned in the article, Women's in Sports Scoring for Equality, the author explains that women have stepped up their game while mentioning many prime examples. One example is being the women's national soccer team this past year. This team every year defies the odds against them and outperforms the men's team. Yet they are still not handed the same paycheck or even the hype. Gender equality in sports needs to be fixed, mentioned in the article, Women in Sports for Equality. The author states women players also face a huge pay gap. The total payout last men's World Cup 40 times less. Why is there such a huge pay gap when it comes to females in men's sports? Women in sports are constantly undermined and denied their equal rights. Women will never be able to achieve the full potential in sports if mainstream sports or sports in general keep up the inequality and ignoring the fact that women discrimination in sports is there and is still relevant in today's society. Women are constantly improving themselves and pushing themselves to reach new goals and potentials, to be able to better the stereotype of women athletes for the uprising future young female athletes. In 1964, Title X made it illegal for colleges to discriminate based on gender in sports. The help of that law being passed made it easier for women to participate in sports worldwide and professionally. However, the law can only help so much. It is time for a new law to be put in place that states that athletes get paid based on their performance. In the article, We Still Need Equality of the Sexes, written by Emma Johnson, Johnson states, let's begin with pay. According to the article in BBC News, in 2017, out of the top 100 highest paid athletes, there was only one woman on that list. This particular athlete was Serena Williams. Serena Williams is a very well-known female tennis player that has won 4 Olympic medals, and her spot on the list was very well deserved. But despite the fact, there is no reason that there should only be one female on that list of 100. To really help show the pay gap between men and female athletes, Johnson inserts the statistic: the average salary for the NBA is $4,500,000. However, the women NBA is only $76,000. That just goes to show how different the pay gap and how unfair it is for female athletes to be underpaid. We still need equality of the sexes. She mentions out of 10 Sports Illustrated covers showing women athletes in 2015, 2 of them didn't have any relation to their sport at all, and 3 of them had the women posing in either a bra or swimsuit. Johnson believes that female athletes are glorified in magazines and for commercial purposes for their bodies. There is such a huge stigma around this topic. The article, Empowering Women and Girls through Sports Initiative written by government sources helps to further back Johnson's claim of women being glorified for their bodies. This article talks about how young female athletes see professional female athletes and they look up to being shown all over social media half naked with little to nothing to do with their sport that they play, and it affects them in a negative manner. There again another example of gender inequality and a problem that we do not see with male athletes. National television brings in a lot of viewers for sports, which also helps bring in money to professional athletes. So how is it fair if men in sports are given almost all airing times on TV, or at least with the bigger sports channels? People like to argue that men bring in more viewers than women do in sports, but is that the case, or is it really the simple fact that men are given more opportunity to bring in the viewers? Media coverage in general lacks all on women's side. If you look at magazines or commercials, there is more male athletes that are given opportunities to be the face of a brand or covers of a magazine. How are women supposed to be confident in sports and reaching their full potential when they know the media could not care less about what they are doing because they are all more focused on the men? The society cannot Female athletes have fought many decades on and on. It is time for a change. Women are growing and they have been making a voice for themselves as athletes for a while. It is time to notice work and effort that women have been putting in their sports. It is time to pay attention to the thousands and millions of success women athletes have had in the past. The society needs to open their eyes and realize that female athletes, through their constant success and inspiration, that they deserve the same benefits that men are given as male athletes. Let's start to talk about it. Male or female athlete or not, your voice can be heard about this problem. Thank you